We're going to talk about leeks. I do have 3 there. Looks like 2. There's 3. All right. Don't run away on me. Look at these leeks. One of these leeks don't belong. One of them's not like the other. Which one? This one. This is what I want you to look for. I know. When you're buying leeks nowadays, it's usually a bunch. But if you're buying them at farmer's market, maybe you can buy them singly or something, right? And look at this baby. I love this leek. Because look, this part here, from here on, that's that papery bit that we're not really going to use, right? And compared to this, I mean, I'll be cutting this thing here. Whereas this one, I'll be using almost the whole thing. You need to look for leeks like this. This is like the king of leeks right here. It's amazing. And this one's even worse. It's even farther down. We had a lady at the 1 o'clock class where she had about maybe 3 inches of the white, and the rest was all woody green. It's like, wow, you need to stay away from those. But I mean, you can only buy what you can get in your area, right? So we're going to cut our leeks together. All right, let's get our leeks prepared. Now, in my recipes, I try and do this for you all the time. So I say 3 large leeks. Well, what does that mean in volume? Well, I put that in brackets, about 4 cups sliced. So I'm going to show you how to slice these. We're going to wash these together as well, because you have to wash them. I'll explain why. Let's look at these leeks. Let's cut them and prepare them. So what we're going to do is we want the white part, obviously, and the light green. And where you cut it is where it starts to go leathery. So right before that, like there, okay? So just use your fingers and feel it. You can tell that it's kind of leathery, right? Is this garbage then? No, it's not garbage. Put that in your stock pot. Put that in your stock bag, rather. So I always have, we'll talk about this all the time. We have a stock bag in the freezer. Add stuff like this to that stock bag. And then when you make stock, vegetable stock, you have these great flavors in there. So don't throw that in the garbage, okay? So same thing, let's get all our leeks prepared. Again, looking for the leathery bit, chopping it off. And yeah, look at this one. I love this one. This is fantastic. So, I mean, feeling it, I can cut it like right about there. Look at that little tiny bit. That's great value right there. We also are going to chop off this end here too. See that end? We're going to chop that off. And what that will do, it'll allow us to get inside the leek. So just take that bit off each of the leeks as well. What I want you to do with your leeks now, one at a time, take your leek and cut it down the center. Now, what I want you to always do, always have when you're cutting something, especially when it's round and it's rolling around, always have one hand on your product, one hand on your knife. Never go like this and just, 2 hands on the knife and you're like rolling, whoa. Don't do that. Always one hand on your product. So hold it wherever you can, or hold it like this. Okay, see that? And then get your knife started and then hold it. That way you're keeping your product steady, and just cut that leek in half. Okay, let's do that with all the leeks before we examine them any farther. If you have one that's really long, you can cut it in half like that if you want to, or just work your way down from one end, moving the leek on your board all the way down to the other. Okay, it's whatever you want to do, whatever you think's easier. And again, holding the product and holding the knife. One hand on the product, one hand on the knife, always. So you'll see with the leeks now that we cut it, we can get inside there. Look at that. Mine are really, really clean. I don't know what yours are, but a lot of times you harbor a lot of dirt and foreign matter in there. So this is why we cut them like that. So you can get right in there. We're going to go over to the sink, regardless of how clean these may seem, and wash away any dirt, any sand, any grit, any bugs, whatever. Because you'll get stuff that gets harbored in there, right? So let's do that. I'm just checking mine, and mine are really clean, actually. Look at that. There's like nothing in there, and they're really strong too. My eyes are burning just rubbing them like that. Let's bring you over to the sink. Let's bring the leeks over here. And literally what I want you to do is underneath the tap, just take it, separate your pieces, get the water running through there, try and shake as much off as you can, and do that with every section of your leeks. And get rid of any sort of dirt that's in there. And just when you're done, like I say, you got to give that good shake to get the water out. I mean, if you want to take them all apart and do that, you can. It doesn't really matter as long as you gather them back together a little bit for slicing. It makes it a bit easier, but whatever you want to do, it's all good. Main part is to get the dirt out. We don't want any dirt, foreign matter. We definitely don't want bugs. All right, that's not good. All right. Fantastic. So I'm going to grab them, give them all a good shake, and then I'm going to dry these actually with a towel, like so. Put them on there. just rub them, okay? Just get in there, move them around, try and swish out that water best you can. Why? You know what I'm gonna say, right? Water has no flavor. You're not doing yourself any favors by keeping that water in there. Try and get rid of that water, okay? And then get them off the towel. I try and do that whenever I can. Whenever I'm dealing with something that's going to get a lot of water content, you might as well take the step. It doesn't take very long. Get rid of that excess water. You don't really need it in there. Now, here's the great thing about the soup. I mean, not only does it taste good, it's pureed smooth. So what that means to you, anytime you come across a recipe that's pureed smooth, it doesn't really matter the size of your chunks of your vegetables. The only time that's going to matter is when you're dealing with something that's really hard, like a potato or carrot. Then you have to make sure that you're paying attention to the size that you're cutting. But something like this, you may think, yeah, but Des, look at how thick that leek is. Yeah, but when you cut it, it's going to fall apart in these thin little pieces, no matter if you cut it in 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1/4 inch, 2 inch segment. It doesn't really matter, right? So just go through, and that's why I say on there, sliced, however you want to slice it. However, I don't recommend you slicing it lengthwise like this. Don't do that. So just line them up and, you know, slice them. If you want to do them in 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, it doesn't really matter because the whole thing is getting pureed, right? We just want to be able to create an environment where we can saute these, let them become nice and flavorful and soft. So just line up a whole bunch. Have a bowl standing by that you can place them into once you've cut them. Now that we got all the dirt off them, and it's going to be great, great flavor.